All right, this is part 2 of 2, looking at, first look at the Bonafide RVR119, and we're on some roadside pull-off where the French Broad is right here. We're actually going to take out here, and we're putting in, I don't know,
upstream.
We got maybe, you think it's a 4-mile float? Maybe?
Yeah, probably 4.
So,
yep.
A couple of the features that we didn't really get to look at yesterday that I want to go over. You mentioned that this that I can keep my rods here when I drag, and you said up to like 7.72.
Yeah.
I actually have a 7'6" that you can see the butt of it all the way back in that notch, right?
Yep.
And that's flush in there. This is a 7'6" St. Croix, and it goes right to there. So 7'6". I think if you're tucking it in, I think you're in good shape if you have it in the center. But certainly those 7-foot rods, the 7.2s are totally within this,
Yeah.
with this.
And this is
strap, keeping it in place.
Yep. You've got a couple options there for strapping it down. Obviously, you're not going to put your rod all the way under the seat while you're fishing.
Right.
But if you've got to get somewhere, and you're going to be going through some brush, that's what this would be for, is to try and keep them protected.
I got my rods like lined up right there, and I'm going to put them in here for transport, driving up the road.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
We also looked at. We didn't get a real good chance to look at the Skeg, so we showed it with switching it. But yeah, I want to get underneath it and look at that.
A couple things about the Skeg. This is a spring Skeg. This is actually used. This is also used in other whitewater applications. So
okay.
It's pretty field tested and proven. It's also replaceable.
Right.
So if you do damage it, it's pretty easy to replace. But what I did is place the Skeg as far back on the hull as you can get it.
Right.
So that maximizes the tracking. But you may look at this and say, well, what happens when you drag the boat? We still have twin skid plates here,
right,
and those are positioned for the drag. So when you raise the Skeg up, there's your up position.
Yep.
You can drag the boat, and you have surface here, but you have your skid plates for the dragging portion of it.
I'm also seeing a wide base. Like if you drop over a ledge drop.
That's right.
With a lot of boats, there's like a keel, and it kind of makes
Yep.
it tippy. You seesaw on it, and that's where people flip.
Absolutely.
If you a wide base,
if you drop off of a shallow ledge, having this stability across the back really helps.
Yeah.
And that's what that's there for. It's for that's there for stability. It's for dragging the boat with your gear, so your boat's not going to tip while you're dragging it. And then it also just gives capacity, particularly if the boat gets motorized. You've got more capacity back here to keep the boat a little bit more trim when you motorize it, because obviously you're putting a lot of power at the back of the boat.
Okay, so that coming down over a ledge, dropping down. Let's look at the inverse of that. What's happening up at the front?
Yeah, so up at the front, let's walk up there. So we got a couple things that are really different on the RVR bow. The anchor being integrated up high, it through the handle. When you come down in here, you're still piercing the water. So if you're on a lake, if you're on calm water, you still want that water piercing bow, but you also want this bottom.
Flattens out.
It flattens out completely, and this is intended for what I think is called wedging. But when you are,
That's what I call it, Hans.
Maybe I learned it from you. But when you want to stop your boat while you're moving, upstream or downstream, maybe there's a submerged rock or a log or something like that. You want to run the boat up on something and get it to stop so you can make a couple of casts. That's what this is for. This is for landing.
And
your
it's
boat.
not going to go wobble, wobble, wobble.
That's right. Yep. And so the water line, you can actually see a sort of a scum line here. The water is still going to part up here, but you have a flat down low, and then it carries into where the pontoons start. So right back here where you're going to be, this is where you're going to be really seeing the boat when you come over water shoals or you go through shallow rapids. You're going to be getting some deflection there.
Right.
That's where the boat's going to really perform as it has to get up over a rock ledge or something like that. So
Cool.
You got some deflection in that area.
There were a couple other features that after we finished up yesterday, I saw.
Yeah.
You got spot for, it looks like here and here.
Yeah, so those are
Surfaces for flush mount rod holders if you wanted to install them.
That's right. If you want to add flush mount rod holders, you've got two different angles, angled back this way and also
So one's going to
straight
be
back.
like this,
Yep.
and one's going to be like this.
Yep, and then outward. I didn't put them on the boat from production because I had a lot of requests that flush mounts are something people would rather have as an option.
Right.
So that if you don't, some people just really don't like flush mounts. So we're leaving that as a place where you can install them.
Then you got track if you wanted to do like Omega Pros or whatever else.
That's right. And
Nice.
then the track at the back is designed for the sidekick system as well.
Okay,
the wheel
so
system.
can I be a little bit brand disrespectful and say Boondocks landing gear?
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Because, non-native speaking, can I even say it like that? Is that a twist of brand
Twist
in
of
terms?
branding. Yeah.
Native Watercraft, sister, brand to Bonafide, developed with Boondocks landing gear. Their version of the, Boondocks landing gear, which is the, say it again correctly.
The sidekick.
That's it.
That's right.
So
yeah.
you can get your wheels up here, which is cool.
That's right.
I like it.
And a boat this size, you may not really consider the landing gear system, but if you did really like that, you can still add it on here.
Here's the thing. In places like this, we're gonna drag it like over the train tracks, or actually coming up at the end of the day. We're not using that coming across tracks.
No.
But we're just gonna drag them. But when you're at a tournament and there is a launch and people are lined up and you want to be quick in, quick out, you should be. If you don't have that skill, you're giving kayak anglers a bad name. Having the wheels is a really good thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, let's you think there's anything else that?
Well, we can keep going.
Let's get on the water. I want to, and we'll come back to the remaining features.
Yep.
I did want to look at. Here, take that. The why we're doing the section that we're doing. This is a little bit of how-to on. So we got Google Maps here. You're looking at the viewfinder, right?
I am.
We're putting in at this creek. This creek's actually pumping out mud, so this whole bank this side is muddy, but this side is good. When I researched looked at the Google imagery, this is shallow, riffles, there's some shoals through here. And this is not winter water. You know, there's nothing that's deep. But as we move down, keep moving down, that's a little bit of deeper water. And we get some riffles again, more riffles, shoals, depending on what part of. Okay, now we start to see a little bit more depth. Now it's really deep, and I think this is close to where we are. Yeah, we're there.
That's it.
And this is our takeout. The reason why you look at all this, you know, deep still water. This is good winter water. The reason that this was such an easy one to say, okay, there's going to be a lot of deep water where these smallmouth pull back into to conserve energy when their bodies are colder in winter, and they conserve their metabolism. There's a dam. There's a dam right below us, and that backs up water. So we're probably gonna catch most of our fish right where we are. And if we look upstream, so the dam is down that way, I don't know, 3/4 mile, half a mile, if that. And you can see where the water's still moving up there. Right up at the head of this, on that far bank, which is not the side that has all of the mud pumping into it. You know, there's some nice eddies. We're probably going to catch most of our fish right in there. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe even right at the top of that eddy. But let's go ahead and get up there and get away from the horrible audio of this road. There's a lot of traffic for Marshall, North Carolina.
It's surprising how much traffic has been going by here while we've been talking.
People are zooming.
Yeah.
All right. Let's load
Ready?
up. Yeah. All right, so we're getting ready here. We're at this creek mouth. You can see this is brown, muddy water. That kind of poses some challenges for us. I want to go over what baits I switched to while I was waiting for you to get here. But you can, I might jump up on top of the, where we just accessed and show the mud line. It doesn't show real good from here, but yeah, it's some muddy water. Yeah, let me grab my baits and we'll go through what I choose to, you know, have these fish find them in this muddy water.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great for me too.
All right, so these did pretty good getting them down there. It's cold. There's room. I think you could safely claim up to about a 7'4" rod. Fits in there good. So I did put a Lucky Craft Corner 100 jerkbait in there. I like the high contrast of the Aurora green perch. Those black contrasting with the gold, and the Pointer 100 just has a really good thump, 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 thump. It's super loud down there. A jackhammer would also be good. If you have a jackhammer, you could throw it in a darker color. I didn't put that on, but I may mess with that later.
Okay.
This is what I think when we get to the other side and have a little bit clearer water is going to catch most of my fish. So it's a Z-Man Batwings trailer on, it's a finesse jig that I made. I think it's got the FG9 fiber guard that I did modify to do it mold, but it's, you know, it's a very fine wire hook, little finesse jig that I hand tied myself and poured. Another handmade bait. This is a twin spin spinner bait. The reason I like these is really twofold in winter. One, a lot of the fish will be close to woody structure, and you can take this through wood and it just deflects and really acts as a weed guard or a snag preventer for this. But also you're doubling up your blade surface area, which allows you to slow roll. And I use the black color is going to stand out, and I just put a Z-Man scented jerk shad. I think this one's called Gold Rush maybe, but it's, you know, I poured that head and you know, and painted it and tied the skirt on, so that's a Jeff Little custom. And that bait you're about to, the soft plastic you're about to see again, this is that same little jerk bait, the scented jerk shad in that Gold Rush. So that dark with the contrasting gold, and that's on the finesse rigging bullets. Not quite the lightest weight, I forget what the weight is, but went with a little bit heavier than the one I usually use is 15th ounce, but we got some serious flow, so I wanted a little bit more weight. And I'm just gonna dead stick on the bottom. Honestly, it's very much a bait fish profile that acts like a Ned rig. Because the bait is buoyant, it's gonna float up and go, hello, Mr. Smallmouth, over here, got some protein for you. And I'll put some scent. I'll open this up and put some liquid mayhem in there. These are scented anyways, but
Interesting.
I like to add some more.
I would not.
You want to try this? You want to try one of these?
Yeah, I'll
bring
definitely
up
try
for you.
one. I would not have thought to bring a spinnerbait today.
Spinnerbait?
Yeah.
So-
because of the time of year.
Okay, let's do this. Hans, you gotta learn slow rolling. So the bottom contact is pretty critical here. You're putting it out there, and sure, you can point the camera out there, but what I want you to do is point it at my hand.
Yep.
And that was me bumping bottom. I wasn't sure, so I gave it a little twitch. And this is all you're doing. You're letting it, you know, you're just keeping those blades moving and hoping it's banging into stuff. And it is. I can feel it hitting some rocks. And that's what I want.
Okay.
Slow rolling it. You're barely more than just dragging it on bottom.
Okay.
And that works.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's a Jeff Little lesson right there.
Yeah. Slow rolling a spinnerbait, but the twin spin is so forgiving with regard to snags. So that's what I'm throwing for the dirty water, muddy water. I'll get you one of these set up though.
Okay.
It's a good bait. All right, Hans, you about ready?
I am almost ready.
Okay. I got my I put my Lakewood Sidekick Mini right up here. It's got a nice, you know, this space here you can put tackle, which is pretty cool. I got my soft plastics here on top of the pod. Got the anchor set up, black pack in the back, motor on, ready to go. I'm gonna run down through here, get some fun splashy splash with the, you know, with my phone, get a couple of reels for the Instagram. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'll capture you coming through that splashiness once I'm at the bottom. Sound good? All right. forgiving. It's awesome. Gotcha. You like the scented jerk shad? See, this muddier water, they get kind of pasty, but you liked the scented jerk shad and that gold rush. A pot of little ones. Might be some bigger ones further down in that dam back up, I think. Of them. Where's your big sister? Where's she at? This was the really, the first pretty still shoreline eddy we've come across. We passed through a lot of that area that had the, had those shoals, had the moving water everywhere. This is the first place that I saw slower water, and it's on a fairly steep bank, which I like, which means there should be some depth, and there is. And when I get the, the jig, or in this case the scented jerk shad that's weighted on the bottom, there's still water there. And when it goes down the bottom, I can feel it's a hard bottom. Still water, hard bottom. That is a great combination for where these fish want to be in winter. Yeah, 4 of them, and they're all roughly that size. I'm gonna feel out here, just lean, and it does the turning for you. Lean downstream. That's another good looking one. Look at that. Still water. I'm gonna give it a shot. So I've made one cast, and I can tell from my rod angle or the line angle that it's just not that deep. It's still water, and it also has a softer bottom. It's sandy on the bank, but yeah, this is mucky bottom. I put the paddle down and it doesn't go clank because it's not rock. It kind of gets mushy. I don't want that. It's time to move on. Bow really throws it off. I think we're going to bypass this. If you look at the bank, it's a real gradual transition. I want that steep bank. I know that's steep, but I mean right there. I don't think that's going to be very deep. It also looks like it's going to be sandy. We're going to keep moving down. There might be a few here, but we got some good stuff coming up. I'm gonna put my camera away. Yep, I need both hands on the paddle for this one.
know, you get, look how gold he is.
Yeah, they get washed out in this muddier water.
They sure do. All right.
There's more in there.
Yep.
Woo. So this eddy, created by those rocks, some wood hung up on it. He was out on the current seam here. There's a lot of dead water here. This is kind of swirling or back swirling along here, but it's still in the middle. And I think you got it on the closer to the current seam, didn't you?
It's right. It was probably
Just inside of it?
15 feet in front of the boat.
All right.
There's must be something right.
But can you feel a hard bottom?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
an honest answer. You know, a lot of people think the rod sensitivity and having the best jig, most sensitive rod is just about detecting the bite, and it is, but it's also analyzing the bottom substrate. You drag it across a little bit, and if it's, you know, you can just feel with a good rod, feel what the bottom is, whether it's pea gravel or chunk rock or bedrock or muck or sand. Nice catch, man. Hold her up.
All right. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Cool.
Well, French.
You gonna try to measure them?
I am. I've got to move. Since you gave me a rod, I got to move a rod around real quick. Yeah, so we're gonna measure the fish. I'm gonna pull the board out.
So that's somewhat have a little spot to tuck backwards in there. I mean, it's, I guess the right
It is.
length.
I mean, it's
That way and this way.
It is a. I'm gonna try putting my foot over it like this, and get my phone out, and then get the camera ready. So I'm definitely not the pro at this, so I'm just kind of doing it live, right?
Yep. So you got that downward kind of turn.
Yep.
It's going to slide that jaw. Of course, the smallmouth doesn't want to shut his mouth.
He's not, does he?
No. It's like you got a 14.
Yep.
Close to it. Yeah, he's 14.
Yep. 14.
I think the other ones I got so far were all like 12, maybe 13. That's our biggest one so far. Maybe they're getting bigger as we head down towards the dam.
I know his mouth is supposed to be closed for tournament, but
It is.
we're just,
Playing around.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Nice catch, man.
Thanks for the tips. I would not be holding this fish up without a little stuff. Education.
Tutorial.
That's a beautiful winter bass.
Nice.
Love it.
Good catch.
See ya.
That's a better one. I like this log jam. He whacked it good, man. So this is interesting. We fished the whole backed up, you know, section above the dam and got nothing. I mean, there's some good looking water, some big boulders out in the middle. You'd think they'd be right behind it. I worked it thoroughly with the, you know, same jig that they've been eating upstream where there's more current. So I'm gonna zoom back up there, see if I can catch a couple more, but we're getting late in the day, so I got a few more shots. I'm gonna go back up to where we have current again. So I do a lot of what I'm doing here, you probably can't see what my right leg is doing, but I got it picked up on this log into this brush, and I'm just hooking my heel into that brush to stay tight right here so I can fish that spot without dropping an anchor, without doing anything else. Just, you know, and I think the low sides here make that easier, whether you're digging your heel into a gravel bar or like I'm doing with the brush here on this bank. The low sides in the middle are, you know, it's a good design. It's functional. It's easy reboarding. It's easy in and out. It's a good idea. Have to come all the way back up to this hole to get up in this current. So it's been good to attain with the motor on the back, be able to push all the way back up here. Could I paddle it? Yeah, I could. I think. Would I? Probably not. That chunker. All right, last cast. Ah, no, that can't be the last cast. All right, just about out of daylight. Starting to rain a little bit. Let's go ahead and get these boats up the hill. Time to do the flip. You need some help on yours first? Nope. So okay. That was a fun day on the river, man.
Yeah, it was.
I want to tell you, it was as fun just goofing around in the bouncy whitewater. It was catching smallmouth.
Yeah,
it's a playful boat.
Yeah, it really is.
It's, you know, and I don't think you have to be a whitewater paddler to enjoy it. I mean, I did a little bit of surfing there in one of the spots, and I don't know, it's just.
I think it's going to be a great boat for kind of getting started in river fishing. Yep. If you think that interests you, that could be a great boat for you to get into it.
Easy drag up the hill at the end of the day.
Yep.
You know, we got them down together, but you know, you went and got the trailer, and I with the strap. I mean, it was, what's the weight?
About 85 with the seat.
Yeah.
So fully kit 85.
Yeah, that's a good weight.
Yeah.
I mean, I took all my stuff out and then just brought, and it was pretty steep there.
Yeah, and it's
getting over the train tracks there. Oh, just turn the lights on for us. That's nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Give me a synopsis. Is it, like, if I ask you to run through the features again, it'd be another 20 minutes of this video.
Yeah.
It is a feature-rich boat that I think was swirling around in the skull for like how many years?
Maybe 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even more. I mean, the thing is I love river fishing probably as much as any type of smallmouth rivers. Small rivers are great. So this is just something that I've been committed to getting out. It is, I want to say, like, I think this is kind of your adventure boat. That's how I want to talk about it. So it is a little bit lighter. It's built for mobility of, you know, throwing it into the back of your truck, dragging it, maybe some remote locations where you're going to put on the water,
right.
Scouting, things like that. So it is river fishing. The hull is designed to be a blend of stability, so you can fish out of it, but it can navigate rapids if you want to do that. The drop skeg gives you really great control in different environments, whether you need to track straight or you need to use it to direct you in current. So you're really getting kind of a couple boats inside of one boat. And the size is really important, because the size is something that allows you to have enough capacity to carry some gear, but you're going to be able to go simple and lightweight and get to those remote spots that you want to get to. So yeah, I'd say the RVR is the riverboat that's kind of been in my head. Hope everybody's going to enjoy it as much as we did today, and I think Jeff enjoyed it. He was smiling out there. So
I'm still smiling.
And you know, we'll let's go.
Right on. Nice going.
Thank you.